We made a concert in which is an outdoor concert.
Yeah.
And each piece gets performed in a different place outdoors.
Yeah.
And it was the heaviest rain of the summer on that day. And so we instead hid inside of a tunnel.
In the Schlossberg.
Inside of a little hill in the center of Graz.
Yeah.
And performed all the pieces in this like moldy tunnel.
Hello, and welcome to Guy's Trip, a podcast of the artist, for the artist, and by the artist. Today I have with me a composer, an installation artist, a music theorist, and the only person I know who started his master's before finishing his bachelor's, Wyatt Wakefield.
Hi, guys.
How are you doing?
Thanks for welcoming me to your podcast.
Thanks for being here.
I feel like I'm on TV. Yeah, I guess that's how I'm doing. I'm like I already mentioned before we started recording, kind of tired, but in like a flow, like a tired flow. Because I've been rehearsing the past 3 days.
Yeah.
And the rehearsals have been getting like gradually more difficult every day. Mm-hmm. Like not in a mean way more difficult, but just demanding focus and improvisation.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How are you doing? That's not my first question, but that's a question.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm fine. I'm leaving Graz tomorrow after being here for almost a month, which is interesting. Going back to the land of milk and money. I'm mixed feelings. I think.
You've been here a while now, huh? In Graz
for a whole month now. Yeah,
we're now in Graz.
Mm-hmm.
Both of us to visit. We're both visiting in Graz.
Exactly. Yeah. Very, very weird.
Yeah. we only see each other here, actually.
True. This is the hub.
Strangely enough.
Yep. So yeah, before we start, maybe we can set some ground rules, like the format.
Okay.
So the format is basically we interview each other, we ask each other questions. I ask you 5 questions, you ask me 5 questions. You may reject any question I ask you if it makes you feel uncomfortable for some reason, and I have some backup questions, so don't worry.
It feels like a game show now.
Exactly.
With this setup. Dun dun dun. What do I win if I get all the questions right? What do I?
I mean, you win this amazing Wisnik, whether you get the questions right or not.
You probably know, viewers from earlier episodes, but Guy has prepared us glasses of whiskey.
Yeah.
It's no secret.
Yeah, it's part of the format. So you can decide who goes first.
Okay, you go first, please.
Okay.
Yeah, I've never done this before.
Okay. Each question can lead to a discussion of, let's say, up to 5 to 7 minutes. Mm-hmm. For time's sake.
Do you have a clock?
No, but
okay.
Look at the phone clock.
Mm-hmm. There's not like a countdown.
No. There won't be like an
wrong answer.
Yeah. And we have a lot of shared colleagues, I feel. Mm-hmm. Or even if it's not colleagues, like we might be mentioning some people. So I have this rule. So if you're going to mention anyone negatively, please don't mention them by name.
Okay, I'm not gonna be gossiping here. Like it's good if I think any mentions will be like respectful citing.
Yeah, exactly.
Things. I understand that this is like a public forum that you're trying to produce here. And not a private Victorian novel.
Yeah.
About who's married who. And like all that kind of jazz.
Yeah. But in any case, I think it's like we can mention whoever we want as long as like we mention them positively, I think.
Yeah, I'm super curious about like what your questions are gonna ask.
They're pretty banal, don't worry.
Okay.
I mean, my first question, you already have answered it, but maybe you would like to elaborate on how are you doing these days?
So these days. Well, I'll give you like a refresher and also the viewers some context. Today's Wednesday. It's Wednesday evening.
It is a Wednesday.
I got into Graz last week, Friday morning on the night train from Zurich. It's like an 11.5-hour night train ride.
Wow.
Which over the past 2 years I was taking like every month. So I'm used to it, but like it's still tolling nonetheless. And the thing is, I know so many people in Graz, and it's the end of the semester. I know so many students, and so there was a lot of celebrations, and I partied for like 2 nights straight after getting off the night train. And then I started right into rehearsals. So I didn't really have any time to recover, really. And then I even moved the apartments that I've been staying at once. I don't know. I tell all that to give an impression that I haven't really had a breather.
It seems quite hectic.
Yeah, it's been hectic, but it's running. Things are running, and I'm happy. And I think everyone around me in the rehearsal process that we've been doing is also pretty damn happy with like what's coming along. I know that sounds kind of obscure, but
but I feel this describes most of what you've been working on in the past few years that I know of. Everything is very obscure with you, Wyatt.
You think so?
Not in a bad way. Like
I'm working on being more explicit.
Okay.
What do you mean by like how you've like thought about my obscureness in like,
it's like a lot of like big general ideas.
Oh.
It's like I would like to explore this, and this is like a huge concept. Like I
I
feel like every time you've been working on something, it's like I'm exploring this like huge subject.
Yeah.
And it's like I remember you were always like swallowed up by your research, like in a good way. Like I always liked how you like research things and like really get into like the stuff you're interested in, and like you really want to like deeply explore everything you work on. So like it's really cool, but like of course it makes it in a way like obscure because like it's like a huge subject and you always find these like really small insignificant details, and you really get attracted to these details, I feel.
It's I don't know. I think my only really like response there is I haven't read it, unfortunately. I just know of it. The Jacques Derrida, the philosopher, wrote a text or a book about archive fever. That when you start digging through, I mean, the internet is a great example of that.
Yep.
The internet is the pure logic of that, but digging through texts and histories and archives, that it produces like a very specific obsession. That if anything, like some of my work has been exploring simply that like effect rather than specific contents.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah.
Well, let's drink to that.
Okay, cheers.
To archive fever.
Drinking to archive fever and the logic of the internet.
Yeah, that's a different whiskey than the one we had.
I know, I can tell. It's
last night. Yeah,
I find this one tolerable, more tolerable.
I mean, it's way smokier.
It's not a Scotch, is it, or is it?
It's a Scotch as well.
Okay,
it's like very smoky.
But I think compared to the two Scotches, I like this one more. Like this is like a hopscotch.
Yeah. Yeah, Paul Charlotte, if anyone is interested.
Wants to sponsor.
We're not sponsored by Paul Charlotte. I mean, this would be nice, right? If this whole venture becomes successful, we'll start be sponsored by like all these whiskey.
That's the dream.
Yeah, that's the dream.
And I guess this is a great transition into my first question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
It's not about the American dream, but like it's about like having a profession, because we're both musicians, we're both composers, and I know a couple of years ago you took a step to teach yourself or to learn somehow programming,
Yeah.
coding, and you got like a non-composer job
Yeah.
programming things.
Yeah.
And so I wonder, I guess my question is, it's pretty open, but it's kind of in this area of like, what does it mean to you to have like a profession or to have a calling, I guess, which is kind of another way to another term for like for like the work that we spend our lives doing. And I mean, some context. A famous example in music history is the experimental composer Charles Ives, who was an insurance salesman, and he very specifically took that path to have a life that he wasn't hungry and could
to have like a steady source of income that is not art, which is
yeah.
usually very unstable as a source of income.
And he ended up becoming a big patron of experimental music.
Yeah.
Because he saw how much people who weren't able to take that step that he took, or who didn't, were struggling.
Yeah. I mean, it's interesting that you called it a calling, because I don't feel like it's a calling, in this sense,
Yeah, I'm thinking of like the German sense of the word. Sorry, his profession is Beruf.
Yeah.
And in German, Beruf has Ruf, which is a call.
True.
Yeah, and I mean the more like esoteric way to say it would be Berufung.
Yeah.
Which is this thing that calls me.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't know. I like that connection.
Yeah. I mean, I think like it all started from COVID, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I didn't see. I think COVID was such a time when people like drew into their own houses. We stopped seeing each other.
True. Yeah, I mean, I've been here for the first months of COVID, but then I moved to Israel. So it like started, like it gave me some kind of like a perspective, right? That like I saw how fragile the art business is. And that I could not trust it, basically, as a steady source of income. So I came to an understanding that I had to like find something that is more stable. I didn't choose wisely, I think, because the tech industry is as unstable as other industries. It just pays better for now, but it could collapse at any moment, I believe. But I think this gave me further perspective in the past few years that like everything is volatile in this sense. Everything is fragile. And we should just like probably make the best out of our circumstances. And currently I'm in pretty good circumstances, like with a lot of caveats, but but generally speaking, I think it's nice, at least for a while, to wake up in the morning and know that I don't need to have any like grand financial issues, in this sense. That like I have a steady job. I know what my job is. It's like very predictable for most of the time. As I do it for a longer time, it requires less effort from my side. Like it becomes like a second nature, like a more of an automatic thing. But I would say it's the same thing for like making art. I feel that like before making this transition, I also got like quite proficient in art, and it also became like this technical thing. It's like working on a new piece. I already had my set of things that I do when I work on a new piece. Like I could estimate like timelines. So I would say it's not that different. It's just like like a different state of being, I guess, because it's less wild than being in the art world.
In that sense, more civilized.
Way more civilized. Yeah, I mean more civil. Like it's very like it's interesting. Like I feel like the tech industry has like this decadence to it, because like it's like extremely rich companies, and they always give these like gifts to their employees, and do all these like parties and company events, and it's like in these events you feel like, you know, like we're rich and and everything is fine and the world is perfect, and like even though you know it's not. So it has also like an aura of decadence to it, which is very interesting.
Yeah, I mean the paradigmatic example I think is like Google and Facebook.
Yeah.
The when you think of their headquarters,
Mm-hmm.
they look like cozy college dormitories with milk and cereal dispensers on every corner and beanbag chairs.
Yeah, I mean we have a chef in the office.
Oh.
She makes us breakfast, lunch, and sometimes even dinner. Like
that's the good life.
Yeah, we have a music room in the office. We have a gym in the office. Yep. We have yoga lessons. So, yeah. Very strange.
Yoga lessons for programmers.
Yep. Yoga for
instead of mantras, are there like lines of code? Sorry.
No screens during the yoga lessons unless someone is joining from Zoom.
Zoom yoga.
Yeah.
My wife does yoga on YouTube. No, she follows YouTube videos that instruct yoga.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my yoga experience recently.
Mm-hmm. Well, I'll drink to that.
Yeah, I wake up to it every morning.
to online yoga.
Yeah.
I mean, this leads me to my next question. You mentioned that you have a wife.
Yeah.
Which you didn't have last time we met. She was your fiancée.
Yeah, that was last November.
Yeah.
And then I got married in September, which was October, November. A month later, right?
Yeah.
No, wait, it was a year and a month.
We met in September, and you married in November.
Wait, no. I married in September, but we had married a year before. I mean, met a year before November.
Yeah, we met in September 2022.
Oh, so like a year before.
Okay, so you've been married for
September, October, November, December, January.
Like only a few months now.
5 months.
Wow.
Maybe.
Happy 5 months anniversary.
Thanks. Yeah.
So yeah, this leads me to my question. Is like, how is it to be a married man? I think you're like my only like friend outside of like the tech sphere, right? Where a lot of people there are married, but like in the art world, I think you're my only friend from the art world that is married.
Well, could you define your question a little bit?
Yeah,
a little bit better. Like, do you mean like how's life like the everyday life?
Yeah, like maybe how did it,
or how did it change? How
did it change your life? I would guess. I would say like, do you see any difference between like before and after you put the ring?
Yeah, do you mean like in a romantic sense or in like a political sense? Just open.
This is up to you.
Because there's a lot of like different perspectives to offer.
Shoot away.
What's I mean, of course, like the sweet thing that everyone likes to hear is that like it kind of is the difference between like a shared flat and and like something which could be called maybe a home. First started living together after we got married, and it was actually, there was not really any, it was fine. It was easy and happy, and I feel like being married made that happen, made it easy and happen, because we had this like very clear agreement that we're together, you know. I'd say if my tips are, if you're thinking about getting married with someone you haven't lived with them before, maybe before you get married and move in, just talk about like laundry matters, like the different systems that people have developed for themselves. Like, I don't know how you separate, like some people separate darks and lights. Some people separate darks, lights, and then white stuff. Yeah. And then there's also like the fine stuff, which shouldn't be washed heavily. And then
I don't separate. I just put everything together.
There you go. I'm. It's one of my like I think pet peeves, and I'm so sorry. I wish I could just like cool it. Yeah. With it's I'm the problem. Yeah. I otherwise. Yeah, I think I gave you two points that having a home life has really been nice, but sometimes things like these different systems kind of like colliding. Yeah, has been interesting.
Cool.
Yeah.
So to your lovely wife Julia.
No, thank
who I've never met.
There'll be enough chance. You recently made a new music performance thing, show, concert, piece with Elena Kitzer, and it was presented at her master recital for Baroque recorder, early music. And you told me yesterday a little bit about it, and I don't know, maybe people who watch this have seen it or seen excerpts or whatever. I guess my question would be, what were the very beginnings of this collaboration together? Like, kind of a question of process. How did the piece take off at the very beginning, like the very first Botschaft, like the first offerings to each other of ideas? For example, like did one of you just go say, "Hey, I want to make this thing, blah blah blah, help me"? Or
I mean, this goes way back. This goes like pre-COVID, BC. Basically, she was participating in a recorder festival competition thing in Israel. And she needed a piece by an Israeli composer.
I remember they won, didn't they?
You're talking about Sfera.
I'm talking about Sfera. Okay.
Yeah. She was also like in the finals, but at the end, I think she didn't win.
I get them confused because she used to play with Sfera, kind of.
Yeah, they were in the same sphere of influence.
In the same class, pretty much.
Yeah. So she participated in this competition, and she needed a piece by an Israeli composer. She could, of course, choose something from like dead composers or like composers that she didn't know, but
just like found pieces, found texts.
Exactly. Yeah. But she knew an Israeli composer in Graz. So like, this was the same story with Sfera, right? Like they asked me if I want to write a piece for them. So she also asked me if I want to write a piece. And of course, like, the way I work, like I never like write a piece for someone. I write a piece with someone. So we sat down, we started brainstorming, like what could we do? What do we want to do? Like it was very clear we want to do like a performance thing, something between like theater, performance art, and music. We had the idea of like her talking into the recorder, and then we started thinking of texts, and she was just like working on this text by Oteter, like a German translation of this old French Baroque text. It's like the first textbook for like learning the recorder. so we decided we want to do something with that. We took the first chapter of this book, and this went very well, and then we just continued on. Like we had this like kind of hiatus during COVID time, but after that we just continued working on it. And
okay, now I'm gonna make my question a little bit more interesting.
Yeah,
what was the hardest part then?
Mm-hmm.
That emerged in this like cooperative composition. What was the challenge in this cooperative composition which you had not expected, which then arose through communicating and trying to make it?
I think the challenge is always that like two different people like always have like different sensibilities and like tastes in art and music. So of course there's always points like that we don't agree 100%, like someone presents an idea and like the other person like needs to like deal with the situation, even if it's an idea like they don't like how did they deal with this. But I feel like this is like a general thing, like I've been working with so many musicians on so many pieces. I feel like I have managed to like build like a technique in a way to like work with people, even if like we have like very different taste and artistic sensibilities. But yeah, sometimes it requires like a long discussion, and like this is most of the work. Actually, most of the work is not composing. Most of the work is just like discussing and coming up with ideas, rejecting whatever we don't like, saving whatever we do like, and then thinking how we can combine all of these ideas together to something that is like somewhat comprehensible. So like, I mean, it was really interesting now, but because when we worked on the second chapter, we worked mainly on Zoom because like she's here in Austria and I'm in Israel, and so we had like these weekly meetings where we would basically like brainstorm for an hour for months, I think, until we finally like managed to like crystallize the idea and write it down as like something that is actually like presentable to an audience.
Yeah, I had like something. I thought about something during it, but I'm trying to recall, trying to remember what I my like association.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm losing it. I need to get more back into the game.
So, to getting back in the game.
Get back into the game. Maybe it'll come back to me.
Yeah, we have time. So, third question, Wyatt. Tell us something we don't know about you.
Oh God. What is something you do not know about me? I like video games. I mean, you probably know that, but like I don't know if everybody who's watching that knows this.
Yeah.
I started playing for the first time. It's an old game, originally for the PlayStation, but I downloaded it on Switch, Nintendo Switch. Katamari Damacy.
Ah, amazing game.
The thing is, I knew this game. Someone showed it to me in like 2015. I don't know exactly when it's from. I think not
2004, if I'm not mistaken.
Really?
Yeah.
And now I'm finally like playing it for the first time in my life, and it's a really I really like it. I like not only rolling shit up in the game and how funny all the things are that you can roll up and that they all make their own sounds when you roll them up.
Yep.
But also the musical accompaniment.
Amazing.
It's amazing. Whoever's watching this, if you do not know the music, like for the levels of Katamari Damacy, it's almost worth looking it up like individually, I think on YouTube or something.
I mean, in my other podcast, The Best Podcast in the Middle East, it's the name of the podcast, where we talk about music, we had an episode about the album of the soundtrack of Katamari Damacy.
Oh man, I don't know. So like in the main levels of Katamari Damacy, you have to like make a star 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 up to number 10.
Yeah.
I don't know. It might be number 6 or 7 when you get pretty big. The music, it gets so weird and glitchy. And like the thing is, up until that point, the music had been actually pretty regular, just kind of like funny jazz. And then at that point, I was like, what is this still the same like game? What's happening in this game? Because it just, I'm that's like, it's something that maybe no one really could know about me, is that I started playing that game and I really like the music. I don't know your other podcast episode in which you focus on that.
I mean, it's in Hebrew, so
that's why
you wouldn't be able to.
Yeah, no subtitles, right? No subtitles.
No subtitles. Yeah.
Okay.
If someone would ever
like to write some subtitles.
If there's any Hebrew speakers who are interested in translating my other podcast, I won't do it myself. No time.
Yeah, but I mean, playing Switch as an adult, playing Nintendo Switch, it became like I would like not really have a lot of time for it, so I'd play right before going to bed, and then like my wife does yoga or stretching or something before going to bed or something.
Or something.
It's like, yoga-ish. That's kind of like been my yoga, I guess.
Oh, cool.
It's the Nintendo Switch, and I'm pretty happy with that.
I feel like video games, especially games like Katamari Damacy, like they can really get you into like a Zen mode, right? Like you can really go into like a flow mode and like just play it for like hours, and you're just like on autopilot basically when you know the game really well.
I don't want to talk too much about games, but like it's not too casual, but it's also not too sport-like.
Yeah.
Because there's some games that I actually can't play too much, even though I like them. For example, like Mario Kart, like racing games, because it becomes like a technical skill so quickly. It becomes like something that I actually feel like I have to practice. I mean, there's these games now that are extremely difficult, like Dark Souls. After Dark Souls was this new one, Elden Ring.
Yeah.
I didn't even think about playing it or trying it because I realized, I'm gonna have to like learn this game and devote practice, like technical practice, like as if I'm learning a musical instrument. And that's where I quit before I even get in it.
Yeah.
like all sports.
Yeah. So now we know that you're a gamer.
Yeah, I guess people who know me well should know that. But I guess I don't always like give off that vibe.
Yeah. Cool. So
cheers
to video games. Like in a way, like video games are like, it's like Wagner's wet dream, right? It's like a true Gesamtkunstwerk.
VR?
Yeah.
I think Wagner would have loved VR.
Yeah.
I mean, recently, now since we're on the topic of technology, like a few days ago, Apple's first VR.
Oh, I've seen this.
Came out.
Yeah.
Which is actually like, I know like nowadays iPhone is boring.
Yeah.
But like when the first iPhone came out, we were like 12 years old, I think.
Yeah.
We were 12. And that was huge. It was a huge change because then they just kept coming.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's really interesting that like this design of a phone became the standard design of all like cell phones going forward, because like before there was this age of like all this like crazy phone designs, you know, the clam, and like all these phones that like moved in weird
which
shapes.
You can't even find today.
Yeah.
Which is funny because there's niche markets for everything.
Yeah.
Except these
old
kind
phones.
of slider phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. You'd think there'd be a niche market for that, but
Yeah.
it just not.
True.
I guess they're too hard to produce. I don't know. Tell me why.
So next question, or is this your next question? Why is there
why.
no niche market for it?
No. I don't expect you to have a satisfactory answer to that question. That's the point of this talk, right? Satisfactory answers.
No.
Solutions.
Solutions. We don't provide any solutions.
Only imaginary solutions.
Yes.
Oh God, do you wanna? I don't have another question. I guess I could just like spit out. What do you think about imaginary solutions?
Oh yeah, I love imaginary solutions. Did I ever tell you about my imaginary solution for the Middle East?
No. What's your imaginary solution for the Middle East?
So, I think the federation model is a really good model.
Like Switzerland.
Switzerland, the United States, Germany, Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it works really well for at least 100 years. You know, like maybe there'll be a civil war after 100 years, 150 years, but like it works well for like for what we perceive as like the long term, right? Like because we think so in such like small increments these days. Like 100 years of stability, that's pretty good, I would say. So, what if the Middle East would like the countries of the Middle East would stop fighting each other, and they'll just form a federation?
Like they swear that they just make the swear sign. They like put their two fingers up in the air.
Yeah, exactly.
And they
like,
swear. They put it's like a more than a promise.
Yeah, like of course there'll have to be like some kind of a constitution.
Mm-hmm.
We can base it on the 10 Commandments. I don't care. Like as long as it's something that everyone can agree on. Jerusalem will be the capital, and then everyone could say that like their capital is Jerusalem. Palestine, Israel, the Egyptians, Iran, like it will be everyone's capital. It's like Washington, Jerusalem. And yeah, each state will have like its own like statehood, like their own parliament, their own laws, but there will be like a shared parliament, like a federal parliament in Jerusalem. There'll be shared borders, like open borders between the states, shared economic zone. I don't know about the currency. I'm not sure about the currency yet. But yeah, I think that this is like the most like decent solution for the Middle East. I haven't heard any other like practical solutions. So for me, this is like the best imaginary solution for the Middle East.
Interesting. Yeah, I don't think currency is necessarily the biggest problem there.
No, definitely not.
Because I was thinking like even in the EU, there's like different currencies.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, the EU's not a federation, but like it's a union.
Yeah.
Oh man, I don't know the difference very well.
I mean, it acts like a federation. I think this is the reason for Brexit, right? Like the British said, like we're for like a monetary union, but we're not for a political union. We don't want this whole like European Parliament and stuff. We don't want you to like enforce your laws on us. And that's why they broke off Europe. I mean, it's very easy as an island. I'm not sure, like imagine if like the Czech Republic decided they don't want to be part of the European Union. How would that work?
Yeah.
Or France.
Bye bye. Oh, sorry. Au revoir.
Au revoir. Other imaginary solutions. I mean, the danger is when like imaginary solutions become real solutions, right? Like
when they get mistaken.
Yeah, like the final solution, you know?
Yeah.
The Nazis. Like, I think like on paper, the Nazis sounded like really well for like Germans at the time. It like made a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm.
But when you put it into practice, it's terrible. It's terrifying. So I guess
it becomes an idea.
Exactly.
In the Stalinistic way.
Yeah, exactly. Like communist Russia. Like on paper, it sounded amazing. Like bring down feudalism, like share all the resources, but like it brought like famine and like a totalitarian state, which is terrible. So yeah, like I think like imaginary solution on paper, they always sound cool and great, but yeah. We should be very careful with them.
Yeah. Most definitely. That's a warning for everyone here who is possibly mistaking real solutions for imaginary
Exactly.
ones, and vice versa. A word of caution.
Cool. So to real solutions.
So real solutions instead of imaginary ones.
Yep.
Yeah, it's
So-
about being non-ideological as possible, like if it's possible. But that's a parenthetical. That's a footnote.
I mean, maybe this
Yeah.
footnote could
Okay.
be expanded because, like, this really connects well with my next question.
Okay, let's hear it.
So, Wyatt, assuming you have no financial or time or like any other type of like limitations you could think of.
Hypothetically,
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is like a really like an imaginary.
if I was a rich
Situation.
guy,
It's more than being rich. It's like you
Yeah.
have no limitations whatsoever.
mhm.
What would be your like big fantasy project?
Oh, that's painful.
I know.
That's a painful question.
I know.
It's a similar question that, like, I don't know if you know or the viewers know. There was an American composer. Sorry, I'm tangenting. Pauline Oliveros
Mhm.
wrote a lot of text scores that
Mhm.
were often questions, and one of them was like this. Also, a similar question, like if you had no limitations, what kind of music would you write?
Mhm.
Like if there was no technical, financial, practical limitations.
Yep.
And which I think is an amazing. That's actually one of the best composition lessons you can give, I think.
Cool.
I mean, there's practical stuff is also compositionally important, but like just this. I appreciate the question. That's what I'm saying. Oh God, what was the tail end of the question? What would I?
What would be your personal
Fantasy
like
project.
fantasy project? Like
Oh yeah.
everyone has like their fantasy project.
I mean, it's maybe a bit vain to say, or like over content, or I don't want to say complacent is a bit too hard, but actually what I've been busy with over the past year and actually putting into action over the past few days is not far off.
Interesting.
I mean, it's a first try, and we always know first tries are like messier than second tries usually.
for sure, yeah. I mean, so would you like to tell us about it?
Yeah, I will, but in the sense that, like, I mean, we are financially limited. Yeah, I'll tell you about like the conditions rather than the content.
Yep.
The things around it and how it came to be is that there was a call from the university for a performance that would fit in on the main calendar of events, unmotivated by the university wanting to support projects in the name of something it had agreed to, which is the EEK, Entwicklung und Erschließung der Künste, which translates to development and improvement, but improvement in the sense of like understanding something. You like close it off, like land, like you close it off, of art. So it's like in developing and understanding art. And so they made this agreement that they're going to do more of that. They're going to try the art universities are going to try to develop and understand art better. And so they're like, okay, we need to have a project in the name of that, EEK. And me and my piano teacher at the time, a year ago, applied with our idea and okay, moving a little bit quicker, got accepted, got offered a performance, and the smallest budget possible. Like 2,000 euros, which is all going to the stage design and costumes. And I don't even understand deeply enough, but because this is supposed to be the university's achievements on its own. I don't even know if I'm allowed to say this, or like in what kind of what, because I don't have this, if I'm making anyone look bad or anything, but we were advised, I think is the best way to not seek external what's it called, sponsorings.
Okay, so like only work by the students who are involved with the project.
Yeah, in terms of money, that like to not become sponsored externally outside of the university.
Okay, so it's like okay,
I,
so it's only with the budget you were given, and only with students who are like initially involved with the project, not expanding to like any exterior.
Yeah, exactly.
Contractors.
I think the university is trying to show that it can do this thing on its own with its own means.
Okay,
which are very little.
I mean, this has some merit, I would say.
Yeah. So moving forward, with the answer, we are financially limited.
Yeah.
But I've put together an ensemble somehow of people who are, I don't want to say intrinsically motivated, sounds shit, but they're interested.
Yeah.
And they're putting their own interests on stage.
Mm-hmm.
And I think no one's actually doing it for a grade, for a note, which is silly. But even though I tried to encourage people to do it for grades and notes, like say, hey, you could use this for a grade, you could use that one for a note. But like people actually chose not to do that, so that they didn't have the pressure that they'd have to do anything to like correctly, you know?
Cool.
And even our supervisors are like taking extra time out of their fixed schedules to make sure something happens. And it sounds like I'm preaching about like a non-alienated form of work, somewhere between hobby and actual like career art practice. But
yeah, but this is cool. Like I think I personally find like the art that I like the most is usually art that is very spontaneous. It feels like just people like having fun, like doing the stuff they like together. So it sounds like that from what you're describing.
Could be. Could be. There's something really difficult about this setup, though, is that now, like, my colleagues who are students and friends are not bound to the project by grades and actually, like, honorarium, like payments. Which is sad. I want them. Footnote: we're going to produce this in other places, and in which we're going to seek as much funding as possible, and everyone's going to get myself. I'm not getting paid for this, but we're going to get money for what we're doing. That's my toppest goal.
So like the first presentation here in GOTS is basically like the beta version.
This prototype.
Yeah, it's a prototype.
Yeah, we're gonna have great documentation of which we will tour the German-speaking world. That's my next step. But it's interesting that because I can't like force people to do things because they have like a paid contract with me, it creates a situation in which we have to negotiate our interests on a very high level. Because and motivations, and I think pedagogically this is almost, I don't want to say magical, but like very valuable to me in a position that like as I'm holding everything together to have to be so receptive to what people actually want to do artistically. And so this is kind of a fantasy actually to open up such a space in which different people are, including myself, are bringing their interests together, and not just to make like a cabaret out of it. Yeah, where one thing gets shown, a talent show. But to like an incoherent fusion of these differences. Yeah. So that's it's happening. It's and despite financial limitation.
Cool. So let's drink to incoherent fusions.
Yeah, despite financial limitations.
Despite financial limitations.
It's good that you put a bit of formal close the questions and answers because I feel like they can spin off
Of
so
course.
quickly. And then I appreciate
The moderation.
Yeah, the moderation. I feel caught and carried by guys. By guys, because I've been doing this all day. This is what you're doing. Hey, everyone.
You've been moderating yourself.
No, the team. Like, come on, everyone. We have to start now. Okay, we have to stop. That's literally, and now that I don't have to.
This is the hardest thing. It's really easy to start. Stop. This is the challenge.
How many questions? Was that the fourth question?
This was the fourth question.
Okay, last and final. The $1 million question.
There's still a fifth question.
Oh, wait. Now I posed the fourth question. Sorry, I lost track of the questions.
Yeah.
Okay.
But it could still be the $1 million question. So.
Yeah. No. Sorry, I miscalculated. It's now my fourth question, and I'm gonna ask. I don't know. I'm kind of interested. Maybe it's too like recursive or something, but like about this podcast now.
Yeah.
Because you didn't tell me much about it.
Okay.
Can you give me, maybe it's even like really interesting for the people who would ever watch this.
Yeah.
How many times have you, for example, done this over your travels? So what are some of the funniest moments? What are some of the most awkward, uncomfortable moments? When did it blossom? When did it really feel like shit and make you think that you shouldn't do it again? These kinds of things.
Okay.
I'm interested in just
this is only the third time of doing that. Yeah. The first was with Dakota. The second was with Cleo. And now it's with you. I mean, I would like to make as much of these as possible, but like, I really enjoy it. Like, so far there were no like uncomfortable moments. Surprisingly, this went pretty well. Like maybe let's set the like what is the goal of this whole thing?
That's thanks for giving yourself a question. No. I didn't really give a clear question. I'm underprepared.
No, I like this. It's nice.
I also kind of assumed that you'd been doing this like a lot of times. I mean,
I've been podcasting for like quite some time.
That's what I meant. I was confused. Yeah, because you even talked about your Hebrew podcasts.
Yeah, but this specific podcast is new. It's a new thing. I started like during this month when traveling in Graz.
Okay, then do you have a different goal? How does the goal of this podcast differentiate from the goal of your last podcast series?
Yeah. So, I mean, the podcast, the best podcast in the Middle East is it's like primarily focused on music. It's done by me and my friend Kobe. We both studied together in Tel Aviv. We did a bachelor's together. And he then went on to do like a master's in physics. But we have like a lot of shared interests, and we really like talking about music and analyzing music. So we basically decided to do like a music podcast where we just talk about music we like. Like every week, one of us like suggests something, and we talk about that. But here, I think we have a different goal. Like my goal here is like, first of all, to give platform to interesting artists I like and that I know, and just to have like a space for art discourse in a very like non-academic and non-pretentious setting where people can just like talk about art, talk about their fantasies, what they like, what they're interested in. In like a very mundane, I would say, setting. Like I say in the beginning, this is a podcast of the artist, by the artist, and for the artists. So it's basically like artists having conversations. Not in a car, It's not the Jerry Seinfeld.
Like in a taxi or
Yeah.
something.
But yeah, in like a cozy setting. Yeah, and I would say that so far it's going pretty well. Like my goal now would be to um, basically take some of these conversation snippets and publish them, and to see like the public response to that. I'm still collecting material, basically.
Mm-hmm. What was interesting about your response is this like comparison between like an academic situation in which where people talk about music and art possibly, and what was the other like a mundane situation, like, or like an everyday or let's just call it non-academic.
Yeah, I mean, it's not really a non-academic, like for me it's like like what I'm trying to emulate here. Of course you can't do that 100%. It's like a conversation we would have if we were just like talking to each other without like this whole setup with the lighting and the cameras and the microphone.
It's impossible.
It's impossible, but like I'm trying to get as close as possible. This is why I don't have a studio. This is why I have like this mobile studio that I'm taking to my guest's place, and like we sit there on like a sofa and not like on with like a desk and these like microphone stands. So I'm trying to make it as simple and mundane as possible, to make it also like a cozy and comfortable for my guests.
Yeah, and I think this is one of the saddest things, that the university is not that.
It's not cozy.
That the university, I mean, it used to be, I think, like in the 1960s or something, people would smoke in classrooms. And I think there could have been more, like, I don't want to say eye to eye, because there was still like maybe a professor teacher, like I'm thinking in different languages, asymmetry. Like an asymmetry was still present, of course, in this like pedagogical relation which the university characterizes, or is which characterizes the university, but man, I'm sometimes so unsatisfied by the university and how art and music, what I mean, but not the university in like an ideal sense, but like very specifically like the academic situations in 2024 in Europe or in America.
Yeah,
that's what I know. And I feel like there's like two extremes. It's either when people talk about music, for example, and music theory lessons or something, it's either confusing.
Like I would say it's soulless in a way.
That's tough. That's a hard. that's a damnation.
Yeah, but that's how it feels usually, right?
I feel like every teacher who worked at a university would feel themselves pretty personally damned, right?
Yeah, I mean, maybe it's too harsh, but like I would say there's no much room for emotions in the academic space these days, right? It's mainly like about the facts, right? If you manage to prove something, it's irrelevant, like what you feel about it. So I would say, like, yeah, there should be more spaces where you're just allowed to say what you feel, regardless of like any like factual basis to what you feel.
There's a really interesting movement that's actually very, very quite young in the past 10 years. Like a movement of thought, a thought movement. It collects itself under the term post-critique.
I heard of that.
Post-criticism.
Yeah.
Which really seeks to name, because if you would say like in the academic spaces, there's like a lack of emotion, for example. That's an easy way to put it.
Yeah.
That you have to be kind of cold and distanced.
Yeah.
Post-critique often seeks to name that emotionlessness as a positive, like not as a moral positive, but like as a thing which is itself emotion. Like to be distance is itself a disposition. I mean, there's words that I'm missing right now, but to I don't want to say pretend, but like to take the position, or that's the word that they always use often. It's an orientation.
Okay.
That to pose oneself as distanced, cold, objective is in itself an affective orientation.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's a paradox, kind of, the affect of having no affect.
Yeah.
But it I think post critique achieves a lot of momentum by positively naming affectlessness, and finds a lot of connections in literary history, for example, for this character.
Cool.
Yeah, because exactly, it's something, this like academic persona tries to be the thing which escapes objectification, or like subjectification, you know, this, and tries to see everything as a totality, as a whole, but it still has a position somewhere, you know, an archimedial point from outside. Yeah, no. So that'd be my personal. I'm summarizing it on the tip of my tongue.
Yeah.
And maybe casting some wrong angles, but it would be my recommendation.
Yeah, but
to
if
you.
it came to mind, probably it has.
I think I'm losing track of it a little bit, where I was going with that talk. I developed it a bit too far, I think.
Cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so to
post critique,
which I didn't quite get, but
really, I'm sorry, I didn't read it well enough. I think I was being a bit obscure, or just like unclear. I'm tired. It's getting late, huh?
Yeah.
I think that's what happened to me.
And the Wisnik is not helping.
Yeah, we didn't drink that much.
I mean, we have to have enough for 10 questions.
No, but hold on, let me get back to this. I think the what I felt there in my description of post critique is that I didn't actually reach a point. I got a little bit stuck in trying to remember what it was on its own terms.
Yeah.
And that I took a little bit too much of a digression, and then
you try to be too academic. You try to represent it too well, you know.
Exactly, and I lost my point. I lost the point.
And that's the point.
Yeah.
To losing the point.
Is it pointlessness? Is it? Okay. So the rehearsal today. We're like doing some Dada kind of.
Ooh, cool.
And it's pretty fun. We have 3 grand pianos on stage. No. Eventually.
It's amazing to have 3 grand pianos on stage.
That's what's going to happen. We have just one now for rehearsal and 2 upright pianos. But of course, with the grand piano, you can do this awesome gesture where you like open it up, you lift it up and like put the stick in it and open it, and then you close it by doing the reverse of that.
Yeah.
And then so like one of the Dada gestures was just like opening and closing it like this machine. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. Okay. So I just don't know why I thought about that, but
that's cool.
Yeah.
Piano machine.
Yeah. Okay. What's your last question? And number 5.
I feel like I've exhausted you. Wyatt.
I'm getting impatient because I'm. It's late, isn't it? Isn't it like 10? Okay. I think I got too used to being recorded and filmed now. Maybe it is the whiskey. I feel like I shouldn't drink alone now. I should need to wait for you to cue the drinking.
I feel like a good question to sum up, like, what is the most bizarre experience you had in a concert?
Oh, hold on. I need to take a second to think and remember like all the concerts I visited and which ones might have been more bizarre or not. That's really. I wish I had like an easy like to say, oh yeah, that was a very bizarre time.
Yeah, give us at least one bizarre experience you had in a concert.
God, I mean, bizarre is also in English such a tough word. And I think I feel often in concerts very sure of the space and the situation. So I think it's been very difficult for me to have a literally bizarre experience in a concert.
True.
I think one thing comes to mind. I don't know if it registers fully as like bizarre, but I don't know if you were there. You might have been there. Dakota was there.
Okay. Where was it?
It was in Graz.
Okay.
Like maybe 2 years ago at one of the Impulse festivals.
Okay.
In the Forum Stadtpark.
Okay.
I don't know who it was doing it. If whoever did this concert and is watching this, I hope you know that it was a wonderful piece.
Okay. What was it?
Oh, it was a workshop presentation about like theatrical music.
Okay.
And someone did like a shadow dance behind a screen. You know, there was a screen and the audience only saw this screen. And then the person who danced was behind on the other side that we couldn't see the person. And there's a light lighting them from behind onto the screen. So we only saw their shadow really. Mm-hmm. And then I think there was some music, kind of scary music.
Okay. So why was it bizarre?
Okay. Is that it was supposed to, I think, be kind of scary and serious and maybe like deep.
Yeah.
But it was actually kind of funny. And not just me, but like multiple other composers, musicians in the audience started like laughing out loud. Which made it, of course, okay, hold on, sorry. So when you're in like
it made it cringe.
I don't know if you know this. Of course, everyone knows the experience when you're laughing in a situation when you actually should not laugh.
Yeah.
You have to repress your laughter.
Yes.
Which makes it even funnier.
Yes.
It like amplifies.
I know this.
So you feel like other people like holding back. It's like almost like edging. It's like edging with laughing. And it just made the whole thing so just like painfully hilarious. And then the performance didn't stop. It just kept going and feeding us.
I think I was there.
Yeah.
And I think it was like extremely cringe and painful. But
exactly. And we were trying to be as polite as possible because people like thought it might have been, could have been, what's it called nowadays? Like offensive.
How did Gen Zs call it?
Offensive. Where I mean, of course, like Stravinsky created a riot. You know, like the back then.
I mean, it wasn't him. It was the choreography, as far as I understand. It wasn't the music.
Yeah. But what I mean is just like that a show can like rile up
for sure.
That like it's offensive. Like it's clearly offensive. Nowadays, it's like don't laugh. That's offensive. Sorry.
Oh, so this time it wasn't the performance that was offensive. It was the audience.
Exactly.
Who were offensive
Offensing
towards
the thing. Yeah. I mean, I'm not like want to open up a talk about canceling or offending or political correctness. That's not where I want to go with this, but maybe that's some food for thought.
Yeah. Cool. I'm pretty sure I was in this concert as well because like the experience rings a bell. I remember this thing of like everyone laughing, like not everyone, like a lot of people laughing at something that like we shouldn't be laughing at, and it was very uncomfortable. And I was thinking at the back of my mind of like how does the performer feel during this moment that like they know that like there shouldn't be laughter at this moment. It should be very serious, but like everyone's laughing. How do I deal with that as a performer? And I feel it was very graceful. I feel like the performer like did well. I don't remember who, I don't remember what. I think it was pretty high when I was there. but they felt like it was pretty graceful.
I wonder, when you say that, if the performer was actually in on the joke. Like if they noticed that it had some funny potential, and then when they started hearing it be maybe funny, actually like supported that on their own term for themselves. Yeah.
Interesting.
And I wonder if that was the piece. No.
Retroactively.
Yeah, exactly. Which of course, they might not even have been aware, but like, who knows? That was one of the, I think, most bizarre concerts. Otherwise, anything else which could have been clear, like close to bizarre, it's just kind of just like awkward or shit.
Yeah. Like as I mentioned before, a word that I really like is cringe. So, to cringe.
Yeah, that was. Oh, you're right. It was cringe. That was very pure, like the purest form of cringe.
So,
yeah, gonna tie on to that cringe. I actually really only experienced through like media.
Yeah.
So that I think it was hard for me to register that something I see live has like the same cringe value.
Cringe in the concert sphere.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because cringe is usually like has this like voyeuristic. I'm watching a fail video or something. True. You know? It's media. It's a different kind of. It's a different mediation.
True.
Yeah. But I get it. Yeah. Okay. My last question. My very last question. Okay. I don't know. It's a shit question, but I'll ask it anyways.
Okay.
Because you don't need to keep it, just in case. So for people watching, Guy and I saw each other yesterday for dinner. When Guy made the invitation that we kind of do this today, and we spent like almost 2 hours reminiscing, kind of. Yesterday about 5-6 years ago, even when we first met each other. It was very different. We had different people around us, different times in our lives. The shit question is like whether to what extent would you like kind of say that you miss that what we reminisced about maybe when we first met each other 5 years ago, that constellation, is a shit way to describe it, but that history, like in what terms do you miss it, or in what terms like do you also maybe not? I'm grateful that it's past.
I mean, I think you used a really nice word there, constellation. I think this constellation was really good for the time. It cannot return, and it shouldn't return.
I couldn't take it.
We were at the right age, with the right mindset for like all the crazy shit we have done at the time. Like, I mean, if you remember, we opened a restaurant in the Museum,
and I was the food critic.
Yeah. What else did we do? We had this failed concert. You remember, like, it was like summertime and we were supposed to like walk around the city, and it was raining.
So we made a concert in which is an outdoor concert. And each piece gets performed in a different place outdoors. And it was the heaviest rain of the summer on that day. And so we instead hid inside of a tunnel.
In the Schlossberg.
Inside of a little hill in the center of Graz. And performed all the pieces in this like moldy tunnel. Which created a completely different vibe.
And somehow it worked.
It was very strange.
There's
a picture of that.
There is a picture of that.
Of us like having a picnic in a little cave.
True. Oh, we had a picnic in the middle of the concert, I remember.
in a cave, and there's somewhere in the internet there's a picture.
Mhm.
So I'll have to dig
I
that
think
out.
I have it somewhere in my archive. Yeah.
Me too. I really made sure to keep that. From that concert, I remember there was like a Soyun Park wrote a harmonium piece.
Ooh.
Or played a harmonium piece
Yes,
from someone.
but I think this piece was actually planned to be performed in the space where we were in.
Yeah.
So this worked like
so
surprisingly well, of
we
course.
Just stayed there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I was very frustrated, and I drank too much because I was so frustrated. I got more drunk than I should have because my piece was like site specific.
And you didn't have the sight
For the outdoors.
Yeah.
It was supposed to react to the outdoor situation, and then suddenly we like did this version in a cave. And it was okay, but like I was frustrated.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah. And did you have a piece that even in that?
Yeah, I had it was my first collaboration with Mathilde. Yeah, it was the meditation for cello piece. Yeah.
Kinda. Yeah, I remember kinda.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was like a pretty good performance. Yeah. Yeah.
Mathilde lives in Berlin now.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like very like looking back at these times, right, when we were studying in God's, it's like it feels so alien, right? The world is such a different place right now.
It's 5 years ago, but there was a pandemic in between.
Pandemic, like wars, in Ukraine and Israel, and like all over the world, and like financial crisis here and there. It's like, the world is changing rapidly, and like my prophecies, it will continue to change rapidly, even like faster. I think the accelerationists have won in this war. We're heading into an uncertain future, so it's really interesting, like reminiscing like only like a few years ago how different the world has been. So like I said, like it was a great period. I think we did great things for the time, and I think these times will never return because the world is like changing rapidly, and the future is uncertain in all fronts.
It's funny. I'll just like add a note to that it's almost, I don't know, maybe everyone feels like every 5 years you can like have nostalgia about it, but I've had lots of 5 years, and I feel like this form of nostalgia is almost like a little bit different because it's like usually people have nostalgia about the 1970s or 1990s, like a long time ago.
Like the normal nostalgia cycle like works
pretty far back
in cycles of 30 years. But I feel that, like, again, like I said, because the accelerationists have won. Like nowadays, the attention span of like a Gen Z is like 5 seconds tops, right? Like the most popular platform is TikTok, where you have like these like extremely short videos. So because everything is accelerated, nostalgia has been accelerated as well.
It's like
so
a micro nostalgia.
Yeah.
And which leads to a nostalgia for the present.
Yep.
Which I haven't thought about enough.
Yeah. So
cool.
To nostalgia of the present.
The present.
we ran out of Wisnik. So thank you so much, Wyatt.
Yeah, guys.
This has been fun.
This is a fun. I feel like this is an agreement. I'm having fun. This is a great contrast to my past few days.
Cool. I'm glad.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Cool. Thanks you all for listening and watching, whatever, and see you on the next one. Bye. Bye.